So we're going to do a little quick movie here of copying some data from an Excel spreadsheet into a Word document. So let's go ahead and select the data from our Excel worksheet. So I just selected that. And then I can just copy that. And we'll go over to Word. And I've selected this spot in my document to paste it. So I'll just go ahead and paste it. But you have to choose Paste Special or you'll get a table in Word. And we don't want a table for this particular exercise. We just want regular old text. So I'll choose Paste Special. And the dialog box comes up, and I want to choose the unformatted text option. So I click OK. And there's my data copied over from Excel. So now I want to set some tabs on this data. And in fact, we can notice that there are tab characters in the data if we do the show hide button. So we can see those tab characters. I'll turn those off for now. So I'll go to the ruler, and I can choose my various tabs. Let's put a left tab right about there. So there's a left tab. You notice everything jumped over to it. And we'll put another left tab right about there. Let's click there on the ruler. There's another left tab. Now I want a right tab, so I'm going to choose a right tab from my little tab selector there at the far left of my ruler. And I'm going to put a right tab, I don't know, let's just see if we can get it to let us put a right tab in right about there. And so there's my right tab, and now I'm going to slide that right tab way over. I want you to notice it's only putting that right tab on that first line because I didn't have any of the other lines selected, so I need to fix that. So I'll just go ahead and select these other lines. I'm going to drop a right tab on the ruler, and that jumped over. And now I'm going to shift that over a little bit. Okay, it looks pretty good. So there are my tab stops. Now, if I wanted to put a tab leader in, I'd have to go into the actual tab dialog box. And one way to get to the tab dialog box is to double click on one of your tabs. So I just double clicked on my right tab there and opened up the tab dialog box. So I'll go to my very far right tab. It's that one at 2.56, and I want to put a little ... leader on it. So I'll click the little ... leader number 2 there and just click OK. And now I got my tab leaders. And you can also see that since I didn't have those top column headings selected, I didn't get the tab leader on that one. Now if I wanted to, I could select this top row maybe and I don't know, make those bold. Now, we also want to put a box around this. So we want a little box around this table. So I'll go ahead and select these lines, and let's see if we can put some borders in here. So the border tool, okay, let's put a box border around the outside. Okay, that's pretty good. And we also wanted a line between our top row, our headers, and our next data line. See if we can figure one of those out. So I got those 2 lines selected, and then there's this inside border. Let's see what that'll do for us. And you'll notice we got an inside border on the top one and on the bottom one. So I really didn't want them both selected. So let's undo that. And let's see if we can just select this top line and get that inside border. So I'll go here and say inside. So now I have a inside border right there. And we can do some shading on this table. So I'll select the whole table here, and let's do some shading on that table. So under the borders tool, you'll notice that that's just borders. There's no shading going on there. So now I want to do some shading, and you'll see here, I'm on the Macintosh, and I'm not quite as familiar with the Macintosh as I am with Windows, but I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, I want to put some shading on there, and I don't see it. So I'm just going to explore around here through my menu options. That's a sorting option. This is column options, so I don't want any of those. Let's see if I come over here. That's text effects. I don't want that one. Text highlight. I don't want that one. That's font color. I don't want that one. I want to do some shading on this table here. So I'm going to go hunt around for that a little bit. In fact, am I going to spend any time hunting around for that? I don't think so. Let's see if I can just do something under the format menu here. Borders and shading. There we go, under the format menu. So I'll drag that up here so we can all see that. And borders and shading. I want shading. So you'll notice I got a borders, page border, and shading. Those are all very similar in the Word version on Windows. So I'll go to shading. And I just want to pick some sort of light shading here. I'll just pick this kind of light blue, or maybe a light green here. And let's click OK on that one. And now I've got shading on my table. Now, it might be nice to have a little bit of space before this table and after this table. And we can do that with our paragraph spacing options. So we can do a little space before. I'll just hit the space before option there. And we can select this last line down here and do a little space after that last line to space that out a little bit. So now we have a very nice looking little table here that was all just done with tab stops, borders, shading. We put a little bit of tab leader in there, put a little space before and after that table. So that looks pretty nice, I'd say. Okay.